And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM. Not BWTM Sports, but BWTM, the original channel where it all happened. As for those of you who don't know, this is the channel that Keith Thurman was on. This is the channel that Terence Crawford was on. This is the channel that Muhammad Ali's brother's been on. This is the channel that Destiny Charles' manager was on. So this has been the channel where it started in 2009, and yet we've got another legendary interview coming up. We have the son of the legendary middleweight and super middleweight champion of the world, Nigel Benn. We have Harley Benn in the room. Harley, how are we doing?
Yeah, not bad, thanks, mate. Yourself?
I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. You have to speak up a bit so everyone can hear you.
Oh, okay. Let me speak up a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you well, Harley. How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad, thanks, mate. Yourself?
I'm very good, and thank you for arranging to be on the show.
No problem, my pleasure.
Okay, before I start the interview, I have to thank Stuart Howe, the clinical hypnotherapist. I don't say psychologist, I get myself in trouble. Clinical hypnotherapist, and the man with NLP. You've seen him before, Stuart Howe, on the channel. So shout out to Stuart Howe and his connections. And of course, Stuart Howe is currently working with you, Harley.
Yeah, he's currently working with me. We started working together about a month ago. Stuart sort of helps me in regards to my performance in the ring, and he's using his hypnotherapy techniques with optimal performance to see how far we can take my career.
Fantastic. So shout out to Stuart, and again, thank you again, Harley. For those people who don't know who Harley Benn is, I'm surprised they don't, but if they don't know who you are, let us know a little bit more about your record and the division you fight in.
My record, I've had 3 fights. I went professional in 2016. February 24th for me, my debut. I've had 3 fights so far. With one KO, 1 knockout. I've got another fight, my 4th fight coming up. I was started off a super middleweight. That's where I had my first 2 fights. I made quite a jump down to super welterweight, my 3rd, and felt much more comfortable, strong, and quick at that weight. So that's where I see myself in the future, the light middleweight division. I didn't have any amateur career. I started boxing quite late, so my first fight was actually in a pro ring. So yeah, on to fight for very soon.
Okay, so obviously we know that you are connected to the legendary Nigel Benn being his son. People will ask the question about yourself and Nigel, and I don't want to get too much into it because it's really none of my business. But when you look back at your father and what he did in his career, how much has that had an impact on your life and your career as a fighter?
Well, obviously, he did do very well in boxing, becoming a 2-weight world champion, which is great, 2-time world champion. I mean, I was born the year he retired, so I didn't get to watch any of his fights live or anything like that. But obviously, I've had my fair share of catching up. And yeah, it was a great era of boxing. Benn versus Eubank is one of my personal favourites.
Okay, wow. So from that, and you doing your catching up and obviously watching fights, take it on YouTube and stuff. What was the thing that you learned quickly about your dad's fighting style or yourself? You took away personally, said, "Oh, I can use a bit of that. I can use a bit of that. I'll have a bit of that."
Yeah, I mean, from what I saw, from what everyone else says, really, he was an aggressive fighter, which I can see in myself as well. So yeah, there's different things, just even if it's like a certain movement from obviously catching up and watching his fights it's very much like I reminded myself of my dad and things like that.
Okay, great. And of course, now Conor as well is on the scene as well. He's turned pro. He's doing his thing. Do you watch what Conor does as well, or do you kind of do your own thing?
I do. I mean, we have different mums, and we've never really lived in the same country as my dad's lived abroad most of his life. Well, most of my life, should I say?
Okay.
So Yeah, I mean, we don't live too far away from each other. I wouldn't say we're the best of friends. I wouldn't say we get on massively, but I mean, of course, I hear how he does, and he seems to be doing very well at the minute.
Clearly, you know, it's something media will do. People would love to see Klitschko fight Klitschko. Now, people would love to see Fury v Fury. Will we ever see Benn v Benn, or is that something that would never happen?
I mean, at this stage in my career, it's very hard to say what will happen further on in my career. I'd never rule anything out, but I would never say that could happen. I mean, I haven't really thought about it too much, if I'm honest. I mean, I've had the question fired at me before, and it's the same answer. I haven't really thought about it. I'm just concentrating on what I'm doing, racking up the wins, training hard, and seeing where my career takes me in a minute, because I'm still learning on the job. I didn't have an amateur career, but I'm taking baby steps, and we'll see how far we go.
I totally understand that, and fair play to you for understanding and saying, you know what, I'm learning my trade, I'm taking my time, I'm not rushing things. I understand where I'm at, and I know I need to improve. Some fighters will say, you know what, I'll take on the world tomorrow. Why are you so different in that approach?
Sorry, can you repeat that? Just the last bit. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I said that there are many fighters that think they'll take on everybody in the whole world, and slightly deluded in that approach. Why are you more circumspect and say to yourself, you know what, I need to learn my trade a bit more before I start going out there?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm genuinely, I'm not like that anyway. I wouldn't be calling out anyone at this stage in my career, because, like I said, the main reason being that I'm still learning. The reason I think other boxers may do that, I'd say maybe 50% of it is for promotion and to promote their fights and cause a good atmosphere, create a good atmosphere. It does. If someone's calling someone out aggressively, it creates a good atmosphere and a good build up to the fight. Sometimes, obviously, there's people that genuinely think they can beat everyone and no one can beat it, but that's not me. I mean, I'm a novice professional, so I'm in the early stage of my career. I think it'd definitely be unnecessary if I start calling people out right now, and I'm just trying to get the wins under my belt and see how I progress in the next year or two. Okay,
let's talk about your. You know, we've heard about Nigel, we've heard about Conor. Why did you get into boxing?
I got into boxing. I mean, I didn't get into boxing until I'm 21 years old now. I got into boxing about 18. Could say that I was in my early teenage years, hanging around with the wrong crowds and doing things that I shouldn't have been doing, getting in trouble with the police and things like that. So I sort of wanted to. I thought, why not? I started boxing not to be a professional boxer. I just started doing it just at the gym because I enjoyed it. And then I thought, hang on a minute, certain things were working well. I thought I was, because there was a few of us who started doing it, and I just noticed that I was quite a bit better than the people that had been doing it. And I thought, well, maybe if I put some work in, see how it goes, maybe I could make a career out of it. And that's how I started boxing. Not through, because I mean, everyone that I boxed with at the minute had an amateur career. They started when they was 8. My career is nothing like that. I started late on, when I was 18.
So the fact that your last name is Benn, was that not a thing that, oh, well, my dad was Benn, so I just got involved?
No, because I've always from a kid, I've known who my dad was and what he'd done and how good he'd done in his sport. So I could have started it a lot earlier, but it wasn't because of the name that I started boxing. I started boxing because I felt that I was good at it.
Okay. Now, with the name Benn, does that open doors for you, or does that close doors for you?
You could say maybe it has its plus sides and it has its downsides. I mean, it could maybe potentially open doors because it's a well-known name in the boxing industry, and it can potentially give you a lot of pressure as well, because obviously you get people being compared to your dad, and being compared to a 2-time world champion 3 fights into your career can be a little bit like, oh, but it doesn't really bother me. I mean, I'm my own fighter. Of course, we're going to get compared. Of course, I'm going to get compared to my brother. I don't really mind if people say that they were better than me, or they're better than me at the moment. Like, for example, my dad was better than me when he was my age, or my brother's better than me now because I know what I've got to show, and in the years to come, people see how good I am.
Okay, okay. We see a lot of Nigel being around Conor, his fights, but yet people would say to me, well, Ingram, you've got Harley in the room and you're not asking the question. How is your relationship between Nigel and yourself in terms of coming to see you fight and support your boxing career?
Me and my dad, we've had a up and down relationship for most of my life, even since a kid. I mean, it's been on and off when we saw each other. I mean, we clash very much. Our personalities clash a lot. Obviously, he lives at a different side of the world to me. Now, he lives in Australia. Moved out there in 2012, I think it was. And 10 years before that, he lived in New York, whereas I lived in England. But yeah, I mean, my dad's my dad, and I really respect what he's done in the boxing ring. And yeah, who knows what the future holds.
Okay, fair enough. So if people wanted to find out, if they hadn't seen you box before, what sort of style do you have, Harley?
I would explain my style was kind of raw and aggressive, but actually, you know what? Raw and aggressive with a bit of skill. That's the way I would describe my style. I mean, in my first fight, that's the one I got the stoppage in. It was just pure aggression, and I didn't take my time. I noticed my faults. Obviously, I got the win in the second round, which is all that mattered. But yeah, I mean, my style's changing all the time because I'm still learning and picking up new things. I mean, I believe I hit hard for my weight. I believe in my jab very well. I think I've got a very nice jab. And yeah, but for as far as the style goes, I'm picking up new things every day. So hopefully in the next couple of years, I'll have my true style.
You moved from super middleweight down to light super welter now. What was that all about?
Yeah. Well, because that again goes back to the amateur career. Because I didn't have an amateur boxing career and didn't have to have a weigh-in before or anything like that. We didn't really know what weight I would fight at. So we got to super middle, and I felt very strong at that weight. I'm only 5'10.5".
You're 5'10". Okay.
I'm only 5'10.5". So super middleweights are, it's very hard to find a super middleweight under sort of 6 foot, 6'1". And so we thought there was a weight there to lose. Let's drop it to super welter. I believe I will end up as a natural welterweight in the future.
Okay, so you think you're better as a natural welterweight, you would say?
Yeah, I do. I believe I'm a lot quicker still, and I believe I bring the power down from super middleweight with me.
Okay, but in terms of that, the fighters, when they move down in weight, the one of the things that can happen is durability can be a problem, their ability to take punches or their resistance. How do you know you haven't taken too much weight off in terms of your resistance to punches?
I mean, I went. My last fight went the distance with it was James Gorman, a very good journeyman boxer, very strong, doesn't get stopped, hits quite nice, and I felt a lot better than I did in my first 2 fights. I mean, I've been caught with some shots I remember my first fight at super middleweight. I got caught with a couple of good shots. I got caught with a couple of good shots in my last fight. And yeah, I seem to probably take them better than I did when I was super middleweight. I felt a lot sharper, stronger, and my resistance to take punches is good.
Fantastic. Let's talk about your support network. Who's around you? Who are the key figures in the life of Harley Benn and this journey towards becoming the best fighter you possibly can be?
My mum plays a very big part in my career. My mum's sort of my overall manager.
Okay.
Got Frank Warren Promotions, who are Queensbury Promotions, which is Frank Warren, who are my main promoters.
Okay.
I've got a manager there called Andy Ayling.
Okay.
Stuart Howell, I would say, is definitely Team Harley now, part of my support network. I've got a lot of people around me, my whole family, my nan, my girlfriend, all different people. We're a very sort of family orientated boxing family sort of thing.
So
it's very close to home.
Fantastic. So you're very close knit, you would say then?
Yeah, we are. It's all a very close team. We tried to keep our circle as small as possible. But yeah, there's more than enough of Team Harley.
Just being told by Stuart Howe, who's listening in, that Curtis Woodhouse has retweeted the interview at the moment, and also Jeff Smith, international motivator and speaker, is listening and is going to be going to your fight as well. Just thought I'd let you know that.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, Stuart introduced me to Jeff. I've seen some of his books, and they look really good, and I'm excited to put a show for them on July 6th.
Fantastic. So Harley, you talked about your support network. You talked about your fighting style, moving down in weight, your relationship with your dad, Conor Benn. Let's talk a bit more about you, the man. I read something on BoxRec. It said that you were born out in Chichester way. Is that true?
Yeah, I was born in Chichester. I lived there until I was 7 years old.
Right.
And then with my mum, and then we moved to Hertford, in Hertfordshire.
I know it well.
Yeah, when I was that's probably still as well. And then about 4 years ago, I moved to Essex.
Okay.
5 years ago. Well, no, it must be 5 or 6 years ago now. Sorry, I'm losing track of time. But yeah, moved over to Hornchurch in Essex.
Okay. So it must be something about the Essex life. Obviously, your dad was Ilford, and something about the Essex life. What is it about the Essex life? Tell me. Am I missing something?
No, you're not missing anything. It's not. I want to go back to Hertfordshire.
Okay, because this interview, we're in Worthing at the moment doing this interview, so we're along the coast, so not too far from Chichester. And I went to school in East London, which is just St Bonaventure School, it's not too far from Ilford. And of course, Hornchurch I know very well as well, and Essex I know very, very well from Romford. So I know it very well.
Romford and Ilford are both just round the corner, not far.
So the only way is Essex. Do you agree?
Yeah.
So what do you do in your spare time then? What do you do outside of boxing? How do you chill out? What music do you listen to? Where do you go?
Well, at the minute, all my life is boxing. I mean, I train 3 times a day. But yeah, apart from that, I like to go. My favourite thing is probably to go to the cinema after my fight.
Okay.
I always go to the cinema because obviously you've got to cut out all the bad food and stuff. I go to the cinema and pick it up all through the film, and that's probably my favourite thing. It sounds really sad, but that is probably my favourite thing to do.
So you love going to the cinema then?
Yeah. I'll get Ben and Jerry's, hot dogs, nachos, everything.
Oh dear. So in the dark, you're sneaking all that nasty food in then?
Yeah, I'm a proper foodie. I'm really. It's my favourite thing. I'm really bad.
So, Intel, what sort of movies are you into? What sort of movies do you like watching?
I can't really watch scary ones.
Okay.
I'm and stuff like that. I don't know if I should say this, but probably Disney films.
Oh no. Yeah, maybe you should have said that. You should have said that.
I thought I'd be honest with you, but it's definitely Disney films. I can't lie.
Well, Harley, don't be surprised if you start getting memes of Disney and you being connected. I'm sure it'll probably happen to get social media. You know how social media is today, don't you?
Yeah, of course. I know I let myself in for it. I could have decided to not say it, but I chose to be truthful, so I'll deal with the consequences.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
So, all right. Football team? Do you have a football team?
Yeah, I'm a gooner.
Good man.
Been an Arsenal fan all my life.
So how do you feel about Wenger out and this new manager coming in?
Well, I feel, do you know what? I mean, Wenger was the manager since I was born.
Right.
So it was nice to see him go, but it was I believe he not outstayed his welcome, because he was always welcome at Arsenal, but he outstayed or prolonged being the Arsenal manager, and I think it was drastic on the club for the past couple of seasons. So it'd be good to have a fresh manager in, some new signings, and see where we go from there.
How does it make you feel as a Gunner supporter when everybody around you has got either teams that are winning titles, bringing in brand new players, and when it comes to our team, we think we're going to get somebody in, but we never do get them? How have you dealt with those years?
I mean, I definitely think we need to sign some players and go through with it. Yeah, it's disheartening, but hopefully I'm definitely going to give the new manager a chance and see where we go next season. Who's
your favourite Arsenal player?
Aubameyang at the minute.
Okay. Yeah. And who would you like to get rid of at Arsenal?
I mean, Koscielny, I'm sure he's injured at the minute.
Yep.
I mean, I do rate him, but I believe that, I believe that he should probably go.
Okay, and who would you bring in?
That's a good question. I would bring in. Do you know what? I'd love to have Marcus Rashford.
Oh, actually, I had Marcus Rashford on my Football Manager game, and he helped us win the Champions League. So yeah,
I think
good pick. Good pick.
I think he's younger than me, so yeah.
Good pick. Very good pick. I've got people commenting in the room here. Stuart Howe says Disney films, and he's he's chuckling away. Reverend Pickle says Jaws is a good film.
I like Jaws. Jaws is a very good film. I've watched them all.
Yep.
It's not too scary for me. That's all right. It's borderline.
Reverend Pickle says, nothing wrong with Disney, Stuart. I cry when I watch Bambi.
Exactly. They're very touching films. I mean, my personal favourite is probably Shrek, the Toy Story.
Wow. Okay, let's get back to the other things that you do as well. So we talked about football. Music. What sort of music do you listen to?
I like rap music.
Okay.
That's definitely my favourite. That's all I listen to, really.
What kind of rap music do you listen to? Are you old school or new school?
New school.
Okay, so give us. So who have you got in terms of new school then?
Probably. I like Drake.
Okay.
Yeah, they're probably.
Okay, what's your flavour for the summer? What's the tune you're going to be nodding your head to in the summer?
What's Drake's song called? I can't remember it. That's annoying. It will definitely be a Drake song.
It'll be a Drake song.
Yeah, Drake will make a banger for the summer.
Okay, so you're banking on Drake for the summer then for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, music coming into the ring. What sort of music? What sort of tune would you be coming to the ring with? I mean, your dad. I remember him coming into We Are E. That used to be a tune that he seen coming to the one I Am Dangerous. So, what would you come into the ring with?
I mean, I came into the ring. I love this tune.
You love? You're breaking up, Harley. What did you say? Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, no, I can hear you. Miss Elliott, Get Your Freak On.
Oh!
That's what I came into, yeah.
Great tune.
Yeah,
so, in terms of, is that going to be a theme tune for you all the time, or is it just going to be just for a fight?
Maybe. I think up until 5, I'm just going to have a different one, but from 5, 6 onwards, I'm going to have a set one. That's what I decided.
Okay. In terms of preparations, when you get to the arena, what do you have any superstitions? Do you have one red sock on and one white sock on, or what do you do?
I have my mum sews a little gold heart onto my shorts every fight.
Oh, wow.
That's one thing that I have on there. That's a must-have. Apart from that, just the usuals.
Okay. In terms of fights that you've seen in the past, what fight does it for you when you put it on and say, yeah, it really gets you psyched up?
Yeah, Hagler versus Hearn.
Oh,
yeah.
What a fight. Yeah. What a fight.
Yeah, every time.
Were you a Hagler man or were you a Hearns man?
I've got to say Hagler.
Okay. In terms of boxing today, who do you like watching fight, apart from obviously yourself, but who do you like to see fight?
The obvious one, Anthony Joshua. I watch all of his fights.
Okay.
I like watching Golovkin.
Okay.
Billy Joe Saunders, though, is my favourite to watch.
Okay, Billy Joe Saunders, your favourite to watch. Okay. Did you watch any of the boxing last night, or were you asleep?
Yeah, no, I watched it last night, yeah.
Who did you see Tyson Fury?
Yeah, I did watch Tyson Fury.
And what did you think?
I'm glad he's back, definitely. The boxing's missed him. I don't think it was his best performance last night.
Okay.
But, that was to be expected. I mean, he's been out of the ring 2 years, but I believe he'll put on some amazing fights in the future. Okay. What fight do you want to see in 2018/19? Billy Joe Saunders versus Golovkin.
Oh, tasty. Ahead of
Billy Joe Saunders winning that.
Yeah, I think I'm going that way as well. What about Wilder Joshua? How do you feel about that?
I believe Joshua will win that due to him being bigger. He seems a lot stronger. I mean, Wilder's nothing to be overlooked, but I believe Anthony Joshua will take that. That'll be an amazing fight to watch. Okay.
I'm interested to know about your connection with how you got with Frank Warren. How did that relationship come about?
My mum knew a few people that worked at Frank Warren's office. I mean, Andy Ayling, my manager at the minute, my mum knew him. So we arranged a meeting to see if there was a potential career path that I could follow with them or go through with them. And it wasn't like I went down there straight away and signed a contract. They put me into a gym. They gave me a trainer, Lenny Butcher, who trains me out of Firestar Gym in Romford. And they said to me, stay with him for a year, we'll see how you get on. So nothing was guaranteed. So I had to put work in for a year, sparring with professionals, training alongside professionals. And I sort of, coming towards the end of the year, started to blend in as sort of a professional boxer. I was sparring professional boxers. They came and watched me spar, they came and watched me run in the gym, and they offered me a contract.
Wow. So, the assumption is that many people who wouldn't know you or know anything about you would just say your last name and say Ben and think, oh, he just walked because of his old man, innit? He just got a contract like that. That's how he connected to Frank Warren. But it's nothing like that.
I mean, listen, people are always going to say that my name could I mean, that's not the only reason I've had to work my socks off to get a contract with them and get where I am.
Fantastic. What's your thoughts on social media? Do you do a lot of reading of social media and thoughts of people in boxing?
Social media?
Yep.
I have different platforms. I have most social medias. I think it's a very powerful tool at the minute.
What do you think of when you've had a fight and people send tweets or tweet you afterwards? How do you respond to all of that?
Very nice. I appreciate it. It's just not that way. I don't really pay any mind to it. I'm not sensitive like that. Really.
Okay. Just before we finish, I want to talk a little bit about what Stuart Howe is doing for you, and pre-Stuart Howe and now Stuart in your life, how you two met and what the differences are him working with you.
I met Stuart over a month ago now, just over a month ago, started working with him with his unconscious techniques and his hypnotherapy techniques, also his optimal performance techniques. I've had a fight with Stuart on my team so far, but I've had sparring sessions and training sessions, and I believe in his work 100%, and I believe he'll add to my weaponry really to have a good career.
So, I mean, for people, so there's a lot of people out there who are skeptics when it comes to clinical hypnotherapy and NLP, or say, you don't need that stuff. It's because you're weak and you're insecure. But some of the greatest fighters in the world have used hypnotherapists to get the best out of them. What are your thoughts when critics say things like that?
Well, I believe in it 100%. I suppose it's a personal preference, definitely. I believe in it, and I think that's all that matters. I mean, there's non-believers in everything, so that's just life. So you've got to choose whether you'd like to be a follower of the non-believers or make your own decision.
Fantastic, fantastic. Harley Benn, thank you so much for talking to BWTM. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about before we finish?
No, I think we covered quite a lot in there.
You're breaking up, Harley. Sorry, you're breaking up, Harley.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I said I think we touched base on most things. I think we covered a lot. Yeah, I haven't got much more to say. You covered everything.
Thank you so much. Do you have any sponsors, Harley?
Yeah, I'd like to. I'd like to shout out the mentors. I'd like to shout out Luna in Hornchurch, a nightclub, Luna.
Oh, fantastic! That's a nice one.
Yeah.
And how do people reach out to you, Harley?
I'm on social media as @Harley Benn Official is my Instagram. My Twitter is just Harley Benn, and yeah, they're the main two platforms I'm on. Obviously, Ben with a double N.
Harley Benn, thank you so much for being on BWTM. Welcome to the family, and we look forward to speaking to you soon.
Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate it.
You take care, champ.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So there you have it. Harley Benn, the son of Nigel Benn, doing things his own way with Stuart Howe, the hypnotherapist, the clinical hypnotherapist from Harley Street, the world-famous Harley Street. So Harley at Harley Street, fantastic stuff. And you've heard about his support and his family network. Very close-knit team. And I'm looking forward to seeing Harley Benn doing the business. And I welcome him to BWTM. And thank you again to Stuart Howe for making this happen. Stuart Howe, Harley Benn, the knockout combination. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Stay tuned to BWTM. Harley Benn is in the house. Take care.